Yeah, so for today we will prepare the bed and the new shelf. So first thing what I need to do is to find the bed image or something. Yeah, just to find some interesting reference which could fit our interior design as well. I will I would like to use some really simple one, something like that. Yeah, this one should be great. Okay, so once again I will prepare a plane first, somewhere over here. And I think in a 3ds Max 2021 there should be possible to just drag and drop your file straight on the model, yeah, to assign it. So I will rotate it to 90 degrees and try to fit it somehow into concept. So yeah, basically I already measured the size of the bed. Let's just put it over here. It's better to use instances, yeah, to work on that thing, and we will everything what we will do we will see on another model. So convert to poly. It's lose this connection between the instances. So basically if you have your model not converted to the poly, you need to convert it to poly first, and after that you can just make it as an instance. You can just give a name as a bed. Yeah, so this one, I think that this could be the bottom part. Let's begin from that, and we can also delete the inside polygons first. Yeah, and detach these ones, not as a object but as an element. So if you detach something as an element, you will be able to work on that details, to scale it, rotate, or transform. So basically, yeah, I want to make this part higher than the side one. So the first thing what I want to do is to make everything just a little bit higher, and this part should be this back side of the bed. I will just make it much more higher than this one. So, and when I'm happy with the forms, I can just add a shell modifier here. You can see we already used it before. It's really useful where you need to have a solid form, so to add a weight for your planes or something like that. So right now we have something around the 2 centimeters weight. But I suggest to add much more, maybe something like 5 centimeters or even 7. Yeah, I like it. I like this weight for these parts. And yeah, what how we will make a legs here. So let's just get back to the editable poly, but we not collapse the shell for now. we will just go here and select these edges from that model. No, only that edge, then that edge, and these two. Now we can just create shapes from the selection. We have done that thing already last lesson, so this button will give you a chance to make a shape from your edges. This is really useful where you need to add extra legs, for example, here. Yeah. Now we need to go out from the selection first, and only now you can select your shapes. You can see that if your shapes are selected, they are highlighted with the white color, and on the top part of the right side of the screen you will see the name of that shape. So for now I will add a name like a legs. Okay, so let's see how much settings we could use for the legs. So first of all, you need to make sure that enable in viewport checkbox is on, and after that let's use the rectangular, because we have a rectangular forms of all the details in our bed. And now you can just change your size, depends on the concept. So when I have a clear understanding that we have legs this weight, so that means that we can just use our eyes as a measurer. Yeah, because I not prepared the concept in the proper size, but I just use it as a reference for details. Yeah. And now when I'm happy with the result, I can just move it over here, and let's make proper legs, like something like this should be enough. And even if we use a spline, there is one option to add editable poly modificator. So if your splines right now are selected, you can use a edit poly modificator over here, and by that you can add some extra polys. For example, I will do this like that. I will just select all the edges and use a connect button. It should be somewhere over here. Yeah, but you can see that this edge is slightly higher than this one. So to make those in the same on the same position, I suggest to use this Z planar mode from the edit geometry. You can see, and now I can just move it in the place where I want to. So another option to do that, you can just use this scale tool, and by using this Z coordinate, Z axis, you can just scale it down. You need to switch it to the vertex. So now if you will press a Ctrl and switch selection to the vertex, you can just use a scale option to align those in the same height. So now, for example, if I want to make these legs a little bit thinner in the end, I need to select those polygons, and using only that part of the scale to scale it down a little bit. Yeah, this is really useful when you choose polygons, you can scale everything in the equal method with each other. Yeah. So I feel like I already like this. Maybe now let's add some extra details like this, that, and these several details over here. I will do that. The simplest method is just to use a box. And with the auto grid you can just add some extra polys like so the one is over here. Now we'll duplicate it with the shift button as a copy. And again, I see that I need to scale it a bit. The best thing to scale to hide these corners into another object like this. Yeah. Now I just rotate this plank, put it over here. And let's duplicate it over here. So basically the easiest way to model everything is just to use boxes. If your object is not really complex, it's much better to use simplest object to work with, because if you try to make something really really complex, for example like a, I don't know, like a tree or something, it's much better to use another software, not a 3ds Max for that, because the organic things is much better to be sculpted, for example in a ZBrush or in any similar software. Even in a Blender right now there is a possibility to sculpt everything. So that's it. Also I want to duplicate this wooden plank and put it over here. So yeah, looks like the frame of our bed is already done, and now we can just add wooden color to that bed, something like that. I suggest that it should be enough. Yeah. And now the thing is to add to attach all the things together with each other like that. Now when everything is attached, you can check with highlighted edges. Now I can see that this and that poly is not were attached, and now yeah, I can see that my bed is done right now. Yeah, but I already see that it loses the connection with another instance. I just want to find the place where I lose it. I really want to have it. Okay, so if I will try to attach it like this, it will work. Yeah, looks like it works. So another easy method to attach everything. I don't need to have this one. If you work with editable mesh, for example, not a poly but the mesh, you can just use attach list and just select everything from the list and press attach. Yeah, and right now we can see that our bed is over here. So let me just turn it around in 180 degrees. Oh wow, looks like it's so big right now. I suggest to just maybe make it smaller. And this thing also should be something like that. Great. So the last thing what we need to do is to add a mattress. Let's make it also pretty simple. I will use a box again, like this. Oops, sorry. Yeah, and let's just try to remember the one modificator from the last lesson. I have shown this turbo smooth modificator. Okay, let's just convert everything into poly. And now let's try to find a turbo smooth. From over here you can see that right now it works not really good for us. But how to fix it? You just can go back into editable poly. And now with the Swift loop we just need to show the edge loops, which could be the strong could give a strong part for the mesh, which will not deform with the turbo smooth. So it depends on the hardness of the angles. If you want to make the angles really hard, you can add more and more Swift loops like this, yeah. But the softer you want, the smaller amount of the Swift loop you need to add. Something like that should be enough for a mattress. I'm not sure that mattress should have really hard edges. It could be really smooth. And now when I'm happy with this kind of form, I will just add one more iteration for turbo smooth. Yeah, to make it just a little bit rounder like this. And yeah, I feel that I'm already happy with that. And yeah, let's just put it over here. So another bedroom. So over here. Yeah, now I see that mattress is not on the place. Let's just make it just a little bit wider will just copy and paste the mattress again over here. So yeah, looks like the last thing is the shelf. I think that maybe let's just take this one and place it in this room. I feel like this should be enough. Okay, so yes. So before I will start the exporting, before I will start to export everything, I will need to make sure that all my objects are already prepared to be imported. For example, this door should have a pivot point in the corner to have a chance to open and close it. Let's check the windows. Windows also could be opened. And yeah, so for now, the important part to check all the dynamic objects which we prepared, that they not broken. So yeah, that's it. Now I see that some of the materials not assigned properly. I suggest to have here the gray one, like a metal. So yeah. Yeah, looks like everything is good here, and yeah, maybe let's have a small pause